Good night, everyone. And now, I would like to introduce ye to the distribution of the prices of OS 7, the graphical shell of the deed. So, here is the CentOS distribution. I want to say that this distribution is compared in vain with Debian, because Debi, in fact, does not have any narrow specialization. Rather, it is like a constructor, from which you can make anything. An example can even be given at Ubuntu, because Ubuntu was assembled from Debian, and in fact, they are debits. Despite already many different changes. Well, some compare CentOS Debian. This is not so, because CentOS is essentially 80% a server operating system. Some start to bet and get a bunch of hemorrhoids. Smart users of these branches, I would say so, that it's all like these kids of the Red Hat. So, if you want to get a home car like a Red Hat, you either buy a Red Hat version for the desktop, or download Fedora. Well, Fedora is a scary thing, because it's a testing ground for Red Hat. Well, by no means a CentOS. Although, if you have a lot of time, please pervert there, try to attach some left repositories there, collect packages. Why this is necessary, I do not know. Well, let's get down to the review. Here, although it's already strange, why do you need a CD in the server system? Some DLE would be enough. Well, let's start looking at what we have here. Conquer. This is our file manager. This is our browser at the same time. Greetings. I would say that this is one of the worst browsers there is. And in fact, this is such an Internet Explorer, only for Linux-like systems, that is, for Unix-like systems. Well, let me remind you that CD up to probably, even before Windows, you can install this shell. What surprised me was that the CD is quite fresh, relatively, because in, let's say, he got 4 and 8 into a stable branch. And here even 4 and 10, that is, pretty fresh sneakers. I would also add that they didn't skimp on software so much, because when I downloaded the last version 6, the 6th version seems to be so easy to look at. Everything, of course, was there. We have the settings. Well, let's go right into the program. Firewall, clocks, printers, graphics. That's the most interesting thing. Pay attention to the server system. Why did they put Paint in here? What the fuck is he doing here? I can't understand it. You can remove some of this shit here, but unnecessary. But maybe the programs are not bad, but they are not necessary. Caller by Edith. What is this all about? Holy shit. Generally a useful program for the server. Even if you need some kind of the simplest editor to graphically put, or they'd better stick the Corita here. Well, okay. Crete is pulling for itself. It seems to be pulling Calligra. Yes, this is such an office here. Put a pint. Well, fuck it, she's a 8-ket. What the fuck is there to sharpen a bunch of this stuff for? This. Why? Why do you need to explain this on the server? It's tin, right? So, we look further on the internet. Firefox's feet here. And Kiga, telephony. Empathy. Well, Empathy is a 8-ket, right? They smelled it. Here's the Git manager. Well, with graphics programs, well, tin. As I understand it, judging by some programs here, it seems to be meant not only for the server, but also as if for some web developer there, yes. Well, naturally, a person will draw some kind of design there. It would be possible to shove them here and GIMP, remove all this crap, shove it, it's really GIMP. Fuck thinks for a long time. So, the dob went down with us. Let's see if there's a version of the 24th, sir, or something like that. Come on. Advertises to us what a great one. The 24th in the server. Me and sir, I'm sorry. Long-term support. We'll cover it, we have advertising. Thank you so much for using our system. Let me remind you that another CentOS 7 is only on the X architecture 8664, not on the old one. That is, it is profitable, namely on 64 bits. So, multimedia. Well, thanks at least for the Dragon player, but what the hell is a Dragon player here? It was possible to put either a SAM player or Caffeine. This is where the Dragon player was shoved in. Why? To get confused about how he plays some movies? Developers don't need cool video players on the server either. Shut up. They would have just stumbled on the implementation, the simplest one. Why did you bring him here, Dragon player? If you already feel sorry to stuff some such software there, but they didn't stick poets in. Why? Here in some distributions, this kind of crap is a little annoying. It is not clear who chooses the programs at all. It is not clear for what. Like a Red Hat, a free Red Hat turns out, like and stable. Well, either the Office, well, it's clear that it will come in handy. From the settings, not the system, Serenko from Fedora reminded me of the infernal width, which all the time showed a core glitch. There are all sorts of drops. The info center can probably be viewed. We're not going to climb here, like this. You can install a Telida terminal, archiver, window. We'll remove it. I say that it is very strange, of course. The software is selected, very strange and not clear. It would be possible to be more literate. There is a program, even more precisely. I will not talk about lightweight programs. You could just delete the extra shit. Personnel file. And this is our home folder. I will not go into the package manager here. In principle, it is the same as in the Red Hat, in Fedora. Despite the fact that I don't see it in the menu for some reason. The distribution compared to the last version left some kind of incomprehensible impression at all, because if in the 6th version there seemed to be a shell with a GNOME, I downloaded the second one, then there was nothing superfluous at all. That is, the most necessary some such little things, and then for work. There were no stupid programs there, any kind of show-offs. That is, the person then pumped everything through the package manager. At the same time, I didn't notice any entertainment programs in the repositories at all. The least, probably, there is a rhythm box or something, I don't remember. The audio player was called. I found no volley in the repositories. There was nothing there at all. Then here the place was stupidly filled with some incomprehensible children's software. Instead of it, it was possible to put really necessary programs, so I do not know what to say about it. Maybe one of the users of the patient will say, "Dude, you don't understand at all. We just use hyper-powerful designs for websites. Cooler pane rules, and a pint, there's a GIMP, and a crit, it's just really shit." Here, and who uses Photoshop at all gay? I don't know, judge for yourself. Judge for yourself. As for me, if you want something rare there, then take it, put it with Fedora or something. As for the server, I don't know what to even answer you, so I guess I'll keep quiet. Thank you for your attention.